I love that this just starts with the sounds of someone tapping. That's my favorite.
So,
Helicopters are headed your
for
way.
sure, the way I see it is, like, the way I see it is definitely that, like, I see it like the son would, like, do small things at first. Like, just like any kid, like, who doesn't know what sex is. Like, the son would, like, touch his dad, like, inappropriately. And then, like, the dad would, like, you know, trying to make his son feel, you know, accepted and loved. Like, he's my son, I love him, and yada, yada, yada. He doesn't really correct it. Like, he doesn't tell his son, like, don't do that. And so, like, as the son gets older, like, him and his dad, like, because I told Jamal, my take on it, alright, I'm done playing for the night anyway, so I'm just start again. Just pause again. I told Jamal, my take on this is, they were in a relationship. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they weren't in a genuine, like a regular relationship. But, in the head of the son, in the son's mind, they were in a form of a relationship. Because he saw his parents' marriage as a loveless relationship. As a loveless marriage. Alright?
What the fuck are the other videos on this channel?
I haven't looked. I really couldn't tell you.
There's a bunch of like Florida versus Auburn. Tranny tries to put JoJo Simmons on blast. Crispy Chicken, Mary J. Blige, Burger King commercial. Drunk mom and daughter arguing.
Alright.
Most points and yards in any NCAA football game ever. I'm gonna assume this is not the official.
Like, no, probably not. This is just a fan like uploaded it because they got a hold of it. Did you get the one with that weird like logo in the top left corner?
Yeah, it's like green, yellow, and red, blue, and red.
Yeah. So like, I think the dad and the son were in a relationship. Like the dad was clearly the beaten housewife, and didn't know how to like get out of the relationship. So, you know, as time went on, because like the weirdest part, like in a small amount of time, you see like the son like masturbating to a picture of his dad. Like that's like the weirdest part to me. Like Jamal admits like, yeah, like he's masturbated to just a girl's face before, and I find that that's creepy. Like that's upsetting. Like, have you ever been able to do that? Have you ever been masturbating to somebody's face?
No, that's the whole thing. I don't understand like tributes and stuff because I can't just.
Like I can do the tribute. Like I have to look at something else to get me there. Like I have to be already about the nut with like just your face.
To let you know, the man who made this movie is a very much a tiny white man with glasses.
All right. So,
oh, he made that movie, that Hereditary, like the one that was in theaters. That's what he made. Okay.
What's Hereditary? I thought it was called Heritage. That's my fault.
I mean, Deanna went and saw it. I didn't. So I don't have any interest in it. It was apparently about a cult. It was interesting apparently. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Because did you catch the line that he? So how did you think? What did you feel about the rape scene?
Where the mother just turns off the TV?
Yeah, the rape.
Like what about it?
Like how did you? Because that's like the one part of the movie everybody memes. Like how did that hit you? Like how did you feel about the rape scene?
I mean, I guess the issue I have with it all is that because of the relationship and the way when it was like the way it was, it didn't feel real, which I guess is it's good. It shouldn't feel real. But what I mean is like he didn't come off as the type of person who would kick a door in, fuck you, and then leave. Like he didn't come off that way. It would be more of a like he's treating you sort of thing. Like in a way, I guess we're supposed to think, well, he's upset about the screenplay thing or the
book.
The book.
Because because he's supposed to be a poet. The dad's a poet. Like a
he's a
fairly,
famous poet.
Yeah.
Which is why they showed you the books on the wall, the shelf that he's written. But
well, the thing is, when he finds the book, like, cause the dad was trying to hide the book. Like, I think the dad was trying to give the book to the mom. Or he was.
It seemed that way.
Yeah.
Cause he hid it in the bed, like for her to find.
Yeah.
Like it's a cry for help, I guess.
Okay, so when the son finds the book, and he comes into the like the study or whatever, he tells his dad like not to be afraid, and then he tells him if you pull like basically if you pull another stunt like this, it won't just be a slap on the wrist, like pardon the rhyme.
I mean, but mind you, like that's the thing. Like at that point, he hadn't done anything else.
Well, not that we knew of. Like we're supposed to like to infer from that is like there have been other times when he's incurred the son's wrath, and like the son has like damaged him, like hurt him before. Like that's what we're supposed to get out of that. And like that's what I got out of it. That's what I was assuming you're supposed to get out of it. That's how writing should work.
I mean, unless I'm just supposed to assume that he was just upset that he locked the door, and he doesn't like locked doors, apparently.
Yeah, like that's the problem. Like as a whole, is it seems like we didn't get enough time to like really sit with. We didn't get enough time with the son to feel like that behavior was expected.
Because I think that's the general problem is that like, if we had seen the progression to where like he started molesting the father or whatever happened, and then we like jump ahead, like that would like give a little more context to everything. But the fact that like we don't really understand like everything about how he's being abusive. We know he's being abusive, and that's the part that should be important, I suppose.
Right. Because at the very least,
but it was like
senior abuse. Like you know, no matter what the situation, it's still senior abuse.
But the way it comes off is like it's a little too over the top. Like it's like cranked up to 13 when it could have stopped at 11 at the very least. But it's okay. For it to be like a little short film in 2011, that's understandable. It's fine.
Like it tried to give you a lot of information at once.
Like, because it was asking me to care about these characters' feelings and motivations and not feel like they're overacting, I guess.
Like that was my issue. Like I didn't hate it. Like I liked it. I liked the film. I did. Like I liked it a lot. Like the dad to me just came off as like pathetic. Like I loved him too much kind of dad. I mean clearly he loved him too much. But like just like the scene where, cause I still feel like the dad liked what was happening to a degree. Like I think there was a point in time when he was okay with it, but he started to hate it he started to feel bad about it. But the son was like already like becoming this manipulative, gaslighting motherfucker, and the dad just felt like he was roped into it because the son like totally tried to make the dad feel like Like, so what? You just the innocent victim in all this? It's like the what you trying to like, because he was like that. So
The
that's
I'm the
how you-
monster.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm the monster and you're the like the innocent victim. When in reality, yes, that's what it was. But that's what made the dad feel extra guilty. Is like because it made
I
him
never
feel
did
like
anything about it.
yeah, like so yeah, clearly. But he wrote that in the book. Like in one of the
Yeah.
pages of the books, he was like, yeah, I'm just as guilty as he is because I didn't.
If you read the line above that, by the way, it says that he tore his mouth.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, I read that. So, yeah, we know that there has been physical abuse in the past between the two. Cocoon.
I mean, it does what it can with the time it has, like, because it tries to convey like the mother clearly knew that was happening.
Yeah,
like,
and that was
wasn't
the
a big
one
surprise
thing like
when
I
she-
didn't understand was like she heard the attack happen, and it clearly wasn't the first time like that the son had like done this, something like that.
Yeah, because like that's the thing. Like when she sees it at the wedding through the peephole, she has like this moment of like, oh, that's happening, and then she's like, well, back to the party.
I mean, yeah, I feel like because if anything, like when you saw through, like you saw what she saw, the dad didn't look like he was enjoying it. Like he felt helpless. Like he looked like a true victim. Like he did. He looked like a true victim. He looked completely like stuck in the moment and couldn't escape it. But like it also was like, I think like the shock she had on her face was more so, like I think she felt once her son got married, this would end. And like
And clearly, no, it's still gonna happen.
And to see him doing this at his wedding, like I think for her it was just like this this oh bother, like what about like what do like this is just gonna continue, what how like what do I do, like how do I cope with this? And so like after he got raped, like 'cause he got his ass fucked, he had his ass fucked. And like he came down the next day, and I guess, cause I thought that's what he was gonna do. He was trying to take the book somewhere to a publisher or something. Because
Well, at that point, I think he was trying to
escape
do
the book.
something.
Yeah, to get the book out, because he wanted to get the book out. But the son had already.
Which I'm trying to just like suspension disbelief. I'm just trying to like say, okay, he couldn't email it to somebody because it was so old and back in the day that maybe internet wasn't so common.
But
I
that's the
don't
thing,
know.
like it clearly wasn't like. It didn't look like it. Like you couldn't really tell how far back it was. Like at best 90s. But the computer he used was the only thing that gave you any kind of indicator of how old it was, like how far back in time it was. But in the same vein, he had already deleted it, so it didn't matter. Like he couldn't do anything if he wanted to because he'd already gotten rid of it.
Which I like to point out, like in his perspective, like what do you think that someone's going to do that once it got published, like he's
I mean, because
not going to be happy.
They're not going to see it as because I don't think that like anybody who read the book would have seen it as like a cry for help. I think they would have just seen it as like the great work of a poet.
It's like he's writing from the perspective of somebody who went through this, not as a person who went through this.
Yeah, he's not writing from personal experiences, just the idea of what it may be like. So, like, yeah, when the son, like, if it had gotten out and gotten published, like, I'm pretty sure there's a good chance that the son just might have been upset and like done nothing and like cut ties with the dad. But keep in mind, like, the son is married. He has a wife.
Yeah.
A wife. And like at the wedding, like before the mouth sex, like he groped his dad, like it was one of them slow, it was loving almost.
I
So I
mean,
got
in his
so
in
okay.
his fucked up head.
What was happening had been happening for a while, because in the flashback to where they were getting the family portrait taken, the dad
Mm.
was extremely uncomfortable then, and the son had like this level of like intrigue in the dad that he couldn't like shake, because the mom kept having to turn his head like to look forward, because he just kept looking up at the dad, and the dude was like, all right, I need you to smile, and he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't smiling. He was like well, you know, just. So it started early. Like it's very possible that like after like the masturbation incident, that's when it began, and it only escalated from that point on. The wife wasn't doing a damn thing about it. The dad felt like he couldn't do anything about it. But I decided to like write a version of this book for myself, of this movie for myself. And in my version, it's a mom who's molesting her autistic son, and the dad is aware but also unaware. It follows basically the same plot line, but not exactly. Um, like instead of like the mom walking in and the son masturbating, like the dad walks in and the mom is masturbating, but he doesn't know that she's like hiding a picture of her. Like it's a family picture of her son, and the dad with like the dad's face torn off or scratched out, and it's just like and it's her masturbating to that, but he doesn't know it. So he just walks in to see her masturbating. It's like a book, and like they have sex. So that's where it starts. And like instead of a wedding, the son is like graduating from high school or something. Like despite all of his like disabilities or whatever, he's having a nice little like high school like graduation, and like the mom sneaks him off somewhere and blows him, and like the dad like walks in, like he sees it, and it's at that point he realizes what's happening, but he can't deal, like he can't cope, so he's not gonna do it, so he can't do anything about it. And in my version of the book, in my version of this movie, the son die, like everybody in my version dies, because that's the only real way to write a movie, right? So in my version, the son eventually stands up to his mom, like in the best way like an autistic teenager can, and he tells her like, I don't want to do this anymore, like keep your hands off of me, like fucking, you know what I'm saying? And the mom goes batshit and like beats him to death, and the dad walks in and sees her standing over his like body, and she's like distraught, and she like did so out of rage, but she's like, he's bloody, like, cause I'm gonna write, I'm doing this, you hear me, I'm gonna kill it, like, so she's
Mm-hmm.
like caressing his like blood covered body, but she also like lets her hand linger over his crotch, and she's like groping him even though he's dead. The dad walks in and sees this, and he loses his shit, and he like calls like, what did you do? Like he's just trying to figure out what the fuck she did, and like he's like, how could you do this to him? I saw you at the party, you were fucking him, if you been fucking our son, you stupid bitch.
All right.
Okay,
Make sure
so
you get the proper amount of letters in there that convey that. Dad.
so he ends up beating her to death, and then killing himself because he can't cope with the grief. Like he can't deal with the loss of his son. He can't deal with the loss of his son, and he also can't deal with the fact that he killed his wife. So he kills himself. That's how my movie ends. What do you think?
I feel it's a good way to end it.
Also, mine
It's a,
like mine like in my version, like the son would definitely be like 19, so we can get that we can get that rated R like that probably triple X rated because we want to see some dick. Like we're not gonna see like dick in mouth, but we're gonna see like his dick at some point.
well, technically, it could still be rated R until it's a hard penis.
Oh, this dick gonna be hard.
Okay, that's fair.
It'll be rated triple X, but like it's not like porn.
I mean, mind you, that's not a big deal in the indie festival. Like, they'll be fine with that.
Yeah, right. But it's like getting it to air somewhere is the issue. Like getting somebody to be like, yeah, I'll play your movie. Fuck, I don't care. Dick hard, I don't fucking care. Yeah, like so. Yeah, that's my movie. Because like I want like I do like a shot for shot, like a scene for scene, like reimagining of the situation. And like my version of the bathroom scene would be like the son is in like not the bathroom. We'd have to like put him somewhere else. Like the son is in his bedroom, like just trying to be alone and away. And the mom is explicitly coming in there for sex, but the door is locked. And like she like makes her way in. She doesn't kick the door in, but she makes her way in, and there's like a kerfuffle. And like the dad, having seen her blowing him at one point in the movie, hears what's happening, and he's not 100% sure, but we see him like go get like a bottle of whiskey and start drinking whiskey, like just start drinking alcohol to cope. And like when we cut back to them, like the son is like on the bed crying with his like pants on the floor and his underwear are like around one ankle or whatever the fuck, and the mom is like pulling down her dress. And like she's like trying to, like she said something like harsh about like keep these doors unlocked or whatever the fuck. Like nothing's gonna be put that in your next book or like write that in your little book or whatever the fuck he said. Because that was like for me when he said that it was time to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd have snapped out of being raped. Like I would have completely snapped out of having been raped. And yeah, I said it. And would have just like walked up behind him and punched him in the back of the head. Like wet in there. Like, 'cause my problem was this motherfucker, he got in the tub completely dressed, fucked his dad for like maybe like a few seconds, like maybe a minute. This was a rage fuck. That's what that was. It was proper rape. It was almost like to teach him a lesson. You know what I mean? It wasn't like.
It kind of was.
Which is weird because he doesn't make it seem like that's what it is. Like he goes. I mean, but then again, like he's an abuser, and his job is to like definitely make it sound like, you know, that it's not. It is your fault, but it's also good. So, fuck. In mine, like the son is like he gets raped by the mom, and like the dad's just drinking, trying to cope with it, and he doesn't know what to do to deal. And then like like the next day, like the next night, the mom tries to do something again, and that's when she beats her son. Like he pushes her off of him, and she grabs something heavy and thunk, and the son just dies. And that's when she like lets out this blood curdling shriek, and she's like, she, my version of the movie is really fucked up. Like she's trying to like make him not dead. So to try to like bring him like back around, she starts just jacking him off. Cause she's like, yeah, you know you like it, right? It's like, you know you love him playing games. And she's just jacking his dick off. And the dad walks in, blows a load on both of them.
You're not an okay person, Martin.
Ah! Because he came with his dead son's corpse. Just walked. He walked in already jerking it. Just nutted everywhere. Ah, it was anime nut too.
It's yellow for whatever reason.
I didn't think of a mother. It was like whipped fucking
It's
cream.
fucking mayonnaise.
Like seriously, and it's like she's covered in it. Covered in it. She's more semen than woman.
How can he nut?
How can he nut? How can he nut on me? Ah, help! I'm
You know, you think it's
struggling.
you think it's funny, but the internet would eat that shit up.
Oh fuck yes, they would. This has hentai. This has like high budget hentai written all the fuck over it. Like it just does. Like, and I'd have to call it like, "What's up with the Robertsons" or some shit.
What's up with the Robertsons?
Oh my gosh. That's gonna be a good movie. You wait for that movie to come out this summer, boy. Dick's gonna be hard across the goddamn country. You ain't gonna know how to feel. You gonna have wet cat and hard dick everywhere. Y'all ain't gonna know what's going on. Ah! Just jacking him off, trying to bring him back to life, 'cause that's how it works. And she's already bashed him in the back of the head with the award he got for graduating high school because he's autistic.
That's what we are now. We just get trophies for everything.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna cry.